Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our final chapel meeting of the fall term. We will have nice autumn weather this week for our final week of classes before next week's end of term exams. I hope you enjoyed the Heads holiday last Thursday and got some rest and are focused on finishing the term well. On Thursday evening this week at 6 o'clock, we will have a Thanksgiving dinner for all students and faculty. You're all invited to join us. It's open to everyone. My only request is that you be in school dress code, and you will hear more about this at lunch tomorrow and through various email announcements. We will have our annual winter holiday dinner prior to heading out to our extended December break. I believe it's on December 12th, but you'll hear more about that when we get back from Thanksgiving. We will begin today's chapel with remarks from Miles, and when Navraj concludes, you will be dismissed. Miles Clay.
Hi. This good? Yeah. Hi, I'm Miles Clay. I reclassed and came to Suffield my junior year in 2022. Some decisions about leaving my old high school in town were easy, and some were difficult. The most difficult decision was leaving my family a year early. When I left home to come to Suffield last fall, I wasn't sure how it would affect my relationship with my family. I went from seeing my mom and sisters every day to only seeing them on breaks when they'd come to my football games. Something I didn't expect was that I'd grow much closer to my family as a result. When I'm at school, I talk on the phone with my mom and dad relatively often to catch up on everything going on. But with my younger sisters, from the outside looking in, one would think we're estranged in-laws with how we can go months without contact when I'm at school. Yet when I get home on breaks, we pick back up like I never left. I have two younger sisters, Millie and Sophie, and they're my favorite people. We're kind of like a triple yin-yang with how our personalities balance out. One activity the three of us do together is go to Dunkin'. At Dunkin', almost every time we roll up through the drive-thru, it never goes smoothly. Usually the way it goes is Millie will already know what she wants in order precisely and coherently to give me time to decide what to order. Then I'll pause for a moment and stutter for way too long while contemplating all the different options, then usually end up ordering the same thing I always get. All the while, Sophie is in the back seat arguing with Millie that she should be able to order a drink that could send her into cardiac arrest and stunt her growth. When Sophie decides what she wants and tries to order, she'll speak so softly that the employee can't hear her. I'll go, "Sophie, you gotta speak up." Then she'll speak up, but just a little bit though. Still not enough where they can hear her. So then either Millie or I will tell the employee what the final item we want to order is, and we'll be on our way. To this day, I don't think we've had a Dunkin' trip where Sophie is happy with what she gets. One wouldn't expect, after I tell you this, that Sophie is also the nicest human being I know. She's so sweet and a ray of sunshine, but also, I guess being the youngest child, the most stubborn and defiant in nature. Millie is one of the smartest people I know, much smarter than me, and one of the funniest people I know. Unfortunately, I'm much funnier than she is. Although Millie is more than 2 years younger than me, I don't notice an age difference. I think we're much more like twins than siblings with an age gap. My favorite thing about Millie is that I can talk to her about anything. I know she always has my back, and it goes both ways. I say we're like twins in the sense that we've gone through the same life experiences, and only we can relate to each other in that sense. Millie and Sophie, thank you. I couldn't ask for better sisters. And I want to thank my mom. My mom means so much to me, and I can't thank her enough for everything and shaping who I am today. Dad, you're cool. And Grandma Bev, I hope I kept this speech light and that you enjoyed it. You're the best. I wish I could talk about everyone important to me, but I'd be here all day. Something I clearly think is important is spending time with loved ones. You don't really know what you have until you lose it, as much as I think all of you have heard that before. That's why I always cherish the time I spend with my family, no matter what we're doing. Even if it's just something like an argumentative, inspiring trip to Dunkin', no matter, like an argumentative, inspiring trip to Dunkin' with my sisters, it's always time well spent with them. I'll leave everyone here with one piece of advice, and that's to never end a conversation with someone you love on a bad note. And that's about it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jae Ryu, and I'm a four-year senior from Seoul, South Korea. Before I start, I want to thank Mr. Lynch for putting up with all my absences the past 2 years, and my roommate Hassel for dragging me out of bed this morning so I could get ready for my chapel speech. When I first stepped foot on Suffield, I was frequently asked how I found about Suffield Academy, a school all the way in Connecticut, halfway across the globe from Seoul, South Korea. And another question was why I ultimately decided to come here. The answers to that was simple. I looked at the prep school rankings and the campus seemed amazing during fall. And however, as I went through years as a student here at Suffield Academy, I figured out this school was more than just a nice campus with great academics. Here at Suffield, I was fortunate to meet great people, have amazing experiences, and I would like to share 3 memorable things that made Suffield a special place to me, and how these things made me a better person. The first thing that comes into my mind is meeting diverse people, making friends from Japan, China, Thailand, and all around the world. It is just cool to think that you have friends who live thousands of miles away from you. It is special to share different perspectives with them and make great memories. These friends made normal grocery trips, athletics, and study halls enjoyable, and I'm thankful for that. And another memorable experience is my Chinese class. Being with same classmates for 3 years, this class has a special place in my heart. Occasionally, we went out to get Chinese food, and we used to sit there for hours and just devour a crazy amount of food and have a good time. And also, Mr. Yuan, I'm sorry I haven't paid you back for the food yet, and I'll make sure to get it back to you someday. Lastly, playing tennis here at Suffield takes the majority of memories created here. In my freshman year, I didn't consider tennis as a sport, to be honest. It just seemed to require 0 physical activity, and like hitting the ball into the other side of the court just did not interest me at all. I remember telling my parents that I would never play tennis in my life. And however, here I am, obsessed with tennis, a varsity player, playing almost every day. And I also want to shout out Sam and Joseph and Emmett for playing with me, even though I beat you guys like every single time. If I could go back in time with the knowledge I have now, I would still choose to come to Suffield. The memories I made here are priceless, and these memories helped me figure out who I was as a person and what I truly enjoy in life. Lastly, I want to thank my mom and dad, who always supported me all my life, and I love you guys. And I want to thank Mr. Brown, Mr. International, for reaching out to me and helping me navigate through tough times. Thank you.
Brothers. They are a big part of my life, and the fact that I have 4 of them often surprises people. My older brothers are my role models, and when I was younger, I spent time annoying the people I aspired to be like. Older brothers are amazing. They teach you a lot of amazing things, some of which may not be the most useful, but lessons were learned nonetheless. And for 6 years of my life, I was the youngest. I remember begging my older brothers to take me places, which they immediately declined, and I verbally expressed my discontent with their decision. But when my youngest brother Evan entered the picture, everything changed. I was no longer the baby of the family, and less attention was placed on me. Everyone seemed to care about my little brother more. And while I did know I was an older brother, I didn't understand what that meant. However, as time passed, my older brothers moved on and left home, and I felt this need to search for someone to look up to, a role model. My life, which had been completely surrounded by my older brother's approval of me, had just ended, leaving only me and my younger brother. And then the roles reversed. Evan began begging to go places with me, play the same video games, and wear similar clothes. Evan, in addition, he sought to annoy me any chance he could, and upon my retaliation, I was the one who got in trouble. This experience left me feeling frustrated, and I still had not answered my question about what an older brother was. Fast forward to the end of my sophomore year, and my family went to celebrate my cousin's graduation. The event proceeded with lots of laughter, food, and good times. Towards the end of my cousin's graduation party, his older brother, JR, made a speech. He discussed the difficulties of being an older brother. And for the first time in my life, I felt someone perfectly explain all of the emotions and thoughts I held as an older brother. He shared a similar desire to find someone to look up to. However, he also discussed the neglectfulness he showed his little brother as he struggled to find a role model. He talked about the damage that he felt he had done to their relationship, which he had spent so much time looking for someone to look up to that he had forgotten to be a strong, supportive presence in his little brother's life. He realized that being an older brother meant more than just finding someone to idolize. It meant being there for their younger sibling, guiding and protecting them. After he concluded his speech, I felt a sudden relief. I realized I wasn't alone in how I felt, and the question for which I sought an answer, I had found. I left my cousin's graduation party with a sense of guilt. Questions such as, had I neglected my little brother's needs, and am I a good older brother, ran through my head. I reflected on all the times I had hung out with my younger sibling, and I understood that JR had come to the realization of his mistake after my cousin had already grown up. I had time to heal the relationship with my brother. The times when he annoyed me, I became appreciative. I understood that I did not wish for Evan to grow up and feel his older brother wasn't someone he could depend on. My journey of being an older brother, though hard at times, is great. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And Evan, you are the greatest little brother anyone could ask for. And a note for all the older siblings, appreciate the acts of annoyance that your younger siblings show you, because one day, the relationship you build with them will be one of the most cherished bonds in your life. Remember, they look up to you and your guidance. So embrace the opportunity to be a positive influence and create lasting memories together. Thank you, Suffolk, for listening to my chapel speech. My name is Brendan Talbot, and I am a four-year day student from Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Greetings and salutations, Suffolk. Prepare yourselves for the tale of my unexpected dance odyssey. Picture this, a young Mackenzie Headley, a day student from Windsor, Connecticut, known for her swimming prowess, but secretly harboring dreams of becoming the next dance sensation. For 10 years, I dedicated myself to the art of dance. I practically lived in the studio, my second home, my sanctuary of pirouettes and pliés. And let me assure you, my commitment was unmatched. Similarly to the way Miss Rawlings can recite any lyric to any Taylor Swift song, I binge-watched Dance Moms, practically memorizing the hierarchy of the pyramid for each episode. As the years passed, I jet-setted around the globe, gracing opera houses and theaters with my presence. I was even scouted by Juilliard at the age of 10. I was a prodigy in the making. You see, I was destined to be Mackenzie Ziegler. We shared a name, fate surely had a grand plan. Or did it? Now, I wish those things were actually true. In a plot twist worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster, those 10 years of devotion amounted to a colossal mystery. Why, you may ask? Well, my dancing was as dry as a Popeye's biscuit. Yes, the girl Yes, the girl who almost traded her swimming cap for ballet slippers could not dance a step to save her life. Despite it being my childhood dream, let me tell you the deciding factor on why I quit dancing. Every year, my studio holds an annual dance recital, showcasing all the dances we learned in the past year. On the day of my recital, I nailed my performance. Aside from the fact I fell flat on my butt, it was a pretty solid performance. I walked backstage feeling like I was on top of the world. That was until my friend approached me and said, Mackenzie, I don't know what it is, but there's just something off when you dance. My heart drops. I reply, what do you mean? She goes, I don't know, but it's just like you're so stiff. I was shocked. I was in tears almost. There I was, dancing my heart out on stage, thinking I was the next Beyonce 5 minutes prior, and then the reality and the cruelty of 13-year-old girls really just smacked me right in the face. My friend's comment hit me like a wrecking ball, or more accurately, a dance move gone wrong. Stiff? Me? After a decade of dancing? Blasphemy. So there I am. There I am, post-performance high, my dreams of dance stardom shattered faster than you could say grand jeté. Feeling like a deflated balloon, I ran to my parents, seeking some type of reassurance. But instead of comforting me, they had difficulty holding back their laughter. Amused that it had taken me so long to figure out what everyone already seemed to know. In that moment, they may as well just told me, stick to swimming. That's how I knew it was time to hang up the dance shoes for good. Aside from all the giggles, when reflecting on my life, I realized that I had never lost my passion for dance, but I truly allowed one person to dictate my perception of myself. From that point on, I confined myself in a box, refusing to try things and feeling judged, embarrassed, and falling flat on my face. Pun intended. This seemingly small moment rooted itself inside of me, and it's taking a long time to dig out. I even carried this insecurity for most of my time at Suffield, refusing to go to extracurricular activities and socializing after school. It wasn't until an epiphany occurred to me when reading the article in my research methods class titled The Importance of Stupidity in Scientific Research. To summarize, the article stated that you must feel comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, to give yourself grace and to learn from your mistakes. As a senior, I'm proud to say that Suffield has allowed me to be okay with taking risks and being outside of my comfort zone. One of these risks was auditioning to be a head waiter. My introverted self would have never thought that I would have the courage to speak in front of the school. Due to my numerous term comments given by my teachers, usually beginning with, although quiet at times, and ending with, would love to see her participate more in the future, it's evident that they were quite surprised as well. Even with these comments, I was able to summon my old self by pushing past those insecure thoughts and finding my inner confidence. Even when these risks may have not turned out the way I had hoped, I know I always have a safety pad, helping me to reset and grow as an individual. One of the main pillars of Suffield Academy is its emphasis on the distance traveled, how much a student grows throughout their time here. With that being said, I want to thank me. I'm proud of the ways that I've grown and pushed myself while at Suffield, and I'm proud of my journey to find the same confident and carefree dancer inside of me. I would also like to thank my parents and my two siblings, Jonathan and Christina, for believing in me and sacrificing so much for me to be able to come to an institution like Suffield Academy. Without your love and guidance, I would not be where I am today. To my past advisor, Ms. Rawlings, to my current advisor, Ms. Warren, Mrs. Tassoni, and Ms. Nye, thank you all for your guidance, support, and encouragement throughout my time at Suffield. All of your roles have been invaluable. I'm genuinely thankful for the impact you all have had on me during my academic and personal career at Suffield. Lastly, to Mr. Lowe. Finding the right words to express the profound impact you've had on my life is a challenge. Your encouragement has been the foundation upon which I've built my confidence and determination. Your unwavering belief in me, even when I struggle to believe in myself, has been a guiding light on my journey. I want everyone to know how deeply your kindness and encouragement have shaped my path and led me to where I am today, standing here at Suffield. Even though you are not here with us in person, your presence resonates within me every day. I'm profoundly grateful for the lessons you've taught me, not only academically, but also about the strength of character, resilience, and compassion. Your impact extends far beyond the classroom. It has touched the very core of my being, inspiring me to be a better version of myself. Thank you for listening.
In life, we take things for granted. Our ability to talk, walk, and simply enjoy the company of those we love. Hi, my name is Victoria Nibbs, and I'm a 3-year senior from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm filled with extreme gratitude to be able to stand and speak in front of you. This time last year, I was doing online school and relearning how to walk. The first week of my junior year was spent in the Connecticut Children's Medical Center. It felt like I was a patient on an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I was diagnosed with hypokalemia, which is when your potassium is so low that your heart has abnormal heart rhythms and your legs experience temporary paralysis or fatigue. This was probably the best and worst point in my life. I was beyond disappointed and upset that I was now going to have to use the next 5 months at home doing online school, something I dreaded, and physical therapy. Now more than ever, I was going to need perspective. All I could truthfully say to myself was, how could this possibly get worse? I couldn't walk without my walking stick, and believe me, I tried a couple times. It didn't always end in my favor. Despite the struggles, the time I spent at home was probably the highlight of my year. I learned that my family are the most important people to me because they never failed to show up for me in times where I needed them. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Although this experience took a toll on me physically and mentally, I'm happy to say I'm a different person because of this experience. At first, I wasn't sure if this new person I had become was someone I recognized or even liked. She was quieter than usual, and if you thought I kept to myself before, it had only amplified. You see, when you spend 5 months being at home with limited social interaction, you become comfortable in solitude. I liked my own company before, but now I loved it. So my return to Suffield was harder than I thought. A place I had lived before did not feel the same. It was almost like I was a fish out of water. The adjustment was so hard that after the first week and a half, I was ready to be on the first plane back to Jamaica. I pleaded with and begged my parents to let me come back home. However, like most parents, they weren't having it and gave me no choice but to stay at Suffield and stick it out. You see, this hasn't been the first time I've wanted to leave Suffield, but once again, my parents were absolutely having none of it. Those are the exact type of people my parents are. If they know something's good for you, they're going to push you to do it. My parents pushed me through my experience. Because of their persistence and everlasting support, and sometimes annoyance, they are the reason I stand in front of you. When I couldn't walk, my mother carried me, and when I had to relearn to walk, she stood right behind me. I learned a mother's love knows no bounds. And don't worry, I didn't forget you, Dad. I had a blast earning my spot as your favorite child. You don't have to tell my brothers. I'm grateful for my experience. It's allowed me to appreciate life because nothing is promised. If you have the opportunity to enjoy life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people do not appreciate their moments until it is too late. So I choose to celebrate even the small things. Thank you.
Hello, Suffield. My freshman year at Suffield Academy was unique. I was a student here, but not physically here. Due to the pandemic, I had to learn online for my entire year. It was not until sophomore year that I really started to feel like I'm a Suffield student. Friends, academics, and troubles. After 3 years of Suffield life, I want to tell each and every one of you that even under the pressure of being in high school, do your best to enjoy school life. When I look back to my sophomore and junior year, everything I remember now are the times I shared with my friends. During my sophomore year, I had a conversation with someone that I'll never forget. I was chatting with a senior student, Alex Chen. I said to him, high school life is definitely going to be long and miserable school time. I can't imagine how difficult the academics are going to be. I was expecting a miserable complaint, but instead, he told me that I had the same idea during freshman year, but now I can tell you that freshman year, school life is fleeting. I was like a freshman yesterday, but now I'm walking toward commencement. Now as a senior, I can promise that what Alex said is 100% correct. Time passes just so quickly. Being a Suffield student allowed me to experience so many options outside the classroom. Gym, music center, games, or watching a football game. Each and every day is a little different from the other. My mom told me that time can be much faster if you're enjoying it rather than struggling with it. I want to say thank you to my roommate Jerry Chen, because you have accompanied me through the hardest time during the junior and senior year. I am deeply shocked by your daily endeavor in academic and your attitude toward every subject. Jerry is a very funny and friendly guy, and Jerry, I sincerely believe that you will get your desirable outcome for all your endeavor in high school. I also want to say thank you to Mrs. McCure or Ms. Salehi. Since the beginning of Suffield life, I faced a lot of challenges, including student life and academics. However, with Mrs. McCure supporting me over the 3 years, I now successfully made it to the final chapter of my life at Suffield. My name is Eric Ding. I am a 4-year senior from Shanghai, China. I wish you all have a great afternoon.
Hi Suffield, I'm Lily Samus and I'm a 3-year senior from Old Greenwich, Connecticut. My family is made up of 90% women. My mom has 2 sisters, one with 3 girls and another with 1 girl and 2 boys. Even my grandmother was one of 4 girls. My childhood was filled with Barbie dolls and Barbie movies, princess costumes, and playing make-believe with my 3 sisters and cousins. My sisters are my world. They are my built-in best friends, and no matter how much we fight, there's no way to break the bonds we share. Every up and down we've gone through together, and I've learned the most valuable lessons from them. My mom likes to say that we are like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. My oldest sister, Eliza, and youngest sister, Mason, are the bread. My other older sister, Nellie, and I are the peanut butter and jelly that hold it all together. Eliza is basically my second mom. Raising 4 girls isn't an easy job, especially for a single parent, and Eliza has never failed to step up and take care of us. She always knows the right thing to say, and never fails to give the best advice. I can count on her for anything. Mason is my youngest sister. When we were younger, there was not a moment spent where we weren't fighting. I was her human punching bag. Now that we are older, I have never encountered a more insightful and generous human being. Everything she does is for the good of everyone, and I honestly think I look up to her more than she looks up to me. Nellie is my second older sister. We are the peanut butter and jelly that hold everything together. She truly is my best friend. Nellie never fails to make me laugh until I can't breathe, and I've never met someone more similar to me. It's almost as if we share the same mind. Everything that goes on in our lives is shared during our weekly FaceTime calls, and I'm not so sure who or where I would be without her. I know that no matter what happens throughout my life, my sisters will be there to protect me, and I will always do the same for them. Even when I complain about them, and even when I used to beg my mom for a brother, I have never truly realized how lucky I am to have my sisters. I also want to take a moment to thank my mom for the never-ending love and support that she has given me. I would not be the person I am if it weren't for the incredible woman who raised me. I have no clue how you do it all. You are superwoman, and I love you more than anything. Thank you.
Hey Suffield, I'm Navraj Torre, a four-year senior from South Windsor, Connecticut, and today I want to talk to you guys about my Saturday night. So imagine this, I'm at a haunted house with my friends, and I'm ready to spend the next 30 minutes in the middle of the woods. We enter an old house and start completing each level of the haunted house. My friends can't contain their screams. They're pushing me to the front and constantly getting chased by someone. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. As we make our way through this terrifying house, I can't help but wonder about the peculiar appeal of haunted houses. Why do we willingly subject ourselves to fear and screams when we could be at home enjoying a relaxing evening? Perhaps it's because in those moments of fear, we truly feel alive, and the adrenaline coursing through our veins remind us that life is full of unexpected twists and turns. The haunted house itself is a masterpiece of suspense and intrigue. Dark, foreboding, it stood in the midst of a thick, whispering forest. Its creaking timbers and peeling paint added to its eerie charm. Inside, the air was thick with anticipation, as each room brought a new realm of horrors to life. We navigated its corridors filled with distorted mirrors that played tricks on our senses, and as we moved deeper into the heart of the house, the encounters grew scarier. Pitch-black rooms concealed the lurking figures that sent shivers in our spines, and the occasional heart-pounding chase by chainsaw-wielding actors provided a hilarious contrast to the terror. It was a place where reality blurred with the surreal, and each step kept us guessing what would come next, creating an atmosphere that left us both terrified and exhilarated. Just when I thought it couldn't get any scarier, our adventure took an unexpected turn. As I mentioned earlier, a random older lady named Julie suddenly joined our group. Julie wasn't a part of our original plan. She got separated from her own group and decided that our group was a solid alternative. You see, Julie wasn't just an unexpected addition, she turned out to be the life of the party. Her fearless attitude and infectious laughter made the experience all the more enjoyable. Julie, who started as a complete stranger, quickly became an honorary member of our group. We shared nervous laughter, screamed together, and even exchanged life stories during our intermissions between frights. By the end of our haunted adventure, we'd formed a bond as tight as if we'd been friends for years. And that's the beauty of the unexpected. Life has a funny way of throwing surprises at us, whether it's Julie randomly joining your group or an opportunity that lands in your lap when you least expect it. These moments teach us to adapt, to embrace the unpredictable, and to find humor in the scary situations. Just like Julie's sudden appearance in our haunted house adventure brought humor and camaraderie, or when my friend Joe drove on the wrong side of the road on our weekly trip to Hot Table, life often throws unexpected challenges and opportunities our way. These unexpected events shape our character, offering us the chance to grow, adapt, and discover new facets of ourselves. It's in these unscripted moments that we can find resilience, creativity, and the power to transform fear into laughter. So as you navigate the haunted houses of your life, remember to embrace the unexpected, because it's in these surprises that you'll uncover your true strengths and perhaps even find a few lifelong friends. As you leave chapel today, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is full of haunted houses, filled with scary moments and unexpected surprises. Embrace these experiences, whether they're funny, thrilling, or challenging, and let them remind you that every twist and turn in your journey adds a unique flavor to your life story. Cherish these moments, treasure the friendships, and always be open to the unexpected. Thank you.